In this video, I'm going to share a Wabi Sabi walking meditation practice for creative inspiration. Wabi Sabi is an ancient Japanese aesthetic spiritual philosophy rooted in Zen Buddhism that invites us to slow down, connect with the spirit and wisdom of nature, and see the beauty in imperfection, simplicity, and subtlety. It invites us to notice the connecting threads that weave everything together and embrace the natural flow of life. In Japan in the 13th century, there were Zen Buddhist temples which didn't have many financial resources. And from what I've read, there were monks who lived in these temples who wanted to decorate for guests who were coming to visit. So they looked to nature around the temple and gathered things like bamboo and wildflowers to decorate with. And they realized how beautiful and simple what they ended up using was and continued to do that when guests came. And that's how the Wabi Sabi aesthetic emerged, out of necessity and being resourceful. So, what's a walking meditation, if that's new to you? Meditation is simply a way of slowing down and bringing us into the present moment more fully. There are many, many ways to practice meditation, but walking is one that I really love. When we walk slowly and with intention, our bodies and minds naturally calm down, and we shift into a parasympathetic nervous system state, which means we feel more relaxed and calm. Then we create more space to deeply connect with ourselves and the world around us. When I do a walking meditation practice, which is really just going for any walk by myself, I notice that my perspective on things I felt worried about changes. Stress I was feeling seems to dissolve, and I pay attention to the beautiful world around me much more fully. And that carries into the rest of my day, and I feel more peaceful and grounded. So, what is a Wabi Sabi walking meditation? This is a way to combine the beautiful teachings of Wabi Sabi with a slow, mindful walk. It invites us to look with new eyes at what we may pass by every day. We can find creative inspiration and experience awe, wonder, and peace that infuses us with a positive, creative energy. So, how do we do a Wabi Sabi walking meditation? So, first, you want to set an intention for your walk, which we'll talk more about in a second. You want to walk alone or with someone you love, but it's important to know that this is a quiet, mindful walk. This isn't like a busy, fast paced, chatting walk. Decide where you want to go, or at least where your starting point is. You can walk for 5 minutes or an hour, that the length is totally up to you. Bring a notebook or a journal and a pen. Bring your phone to take pictures if you want. And wear comfortable clothes and shoes. So, setting an intention can help guide and focus our experience with anything. So, play with an intention before you take your Wabi Sabi walk for what you'd like to notice or experience. So, some examples are I'd like to see beauty in imperfection, or to see the world around me in new ways, or to explore and play like a child, or to slow down and notice, or to open and receive creative inspiration. You can play with any other intentions that come to you, write them down and date them when you do your walk. And then you can go back and reflect on the whole experience you have and what intention you chose and how that influenced your experience. And as you step out on your walk, I invite you to open your heart, open your senses, and your curiosity. Allow yourself to be led off your original path if inspiration pulls you in a new direction. This for me can be seeing the color of a flower somewhere and like I get this feeling, ooh, I want to go look at that. So I do. Or I love looking at moss. So I might see the bright, vivid green of moss as I'm walking along and I feel pulled like a magnet to go look at it and touch it and experience it more fully. So whatever pulls at you in that way, I invite you to follow that and let it guide you. And just try to savor and enjoy the experience. I love, love, love this quote. To slow down is to be taken into the soul of things by Terry Tempest Williams. Isn't that beautiful? I find that to be so true. When I slow down, there's a depth that emerges that I miss if I'm moving quickly. And the same thing applies to my mind. If I can cultivate a spaciousness or a slowing down of my racing thoughts, deeper insights and awarenesses come to me, deeper ideas and connections. And that's really connected to that soul, that depth that we all have. So as you walk, really try to walk slowly. You may find that you rush ahead sometimes. That's totally fine, but bring your awareness to your pace as you walk and notice what happens if you slow down even more in different moments and how that changes your experience of what you're noticing and feeling, not just outside of you, but inside your body. And I invite you to choose one of the qualities below and gently be on the lookout for things that embody this. So these are the Wabi Sabi qualities. Excuse me. So you can look for beauty in aging or weathering, beauty in simplicity, imperfection, silence or spaciousness, peeling layers, finding beauty in fading or fraying or cracking, beauty in the subtleties or nuances of something, natural forces at play, impermanence. That could be the wind blowing, for instance. And poetry. That could mean anything that means to you. It doesn't have to be words. Poetry can be the way that the light streams through leaves, for instance. And there's no need to force anything or search with any kind of urgency. This isn't a test. You won't be graded. It's simply an opportunity to set an intention, to notice, and see what reveals itself to you. You might be surprised. I always am. And here's some more prompts that you can take on the walk with you. Play with anything you want to here. So notice what you smell. Take slow, deep breaths as you walk. And notice any strong or subtle sense you pick up on. Tune into your body and notice, do the scents spark any memories or emotions? If they do, you might want to write them down in your notebook. Open your eyes. Notice colors you're drawn to. Notice interesting textures, rhythms, and patterns of lines on tree bark, for example. Allow your sense of sight to open and look for beauty in new places. You never know what might be waiting for you to surprise and delight you. I love this poem. The lilies, the stems, just as they are. The flowers, just as they are. That's by Basho, who was a 17th century Japanese poet. And that really embodies that spirit of looking and appreciating just what is without needing to change it or force it to be anything else. And I love how that can then be an opportunity to reflect inward, and what's going on inside of us. And can I accept what's there without trying to force it? Can I find beauty in what's simply there inside of me in my emotions or my thoughts or my body in any way. Another prompt is get close. Lean down or walk up close to things like trees and rocks and flowers. Notice the smallest details. Let your eyes wander slowly over what you're looking at. What do you see? What do you sense? Like the picture here of these peonies, I wish I could climb through there and just smell them. I can already evoke the scent of peonies when I see that picture. Um, so when you're on your walk and you're getting close to things, and if there are things that inspire you, write them down or take pictures, or maybe you pick a flower and bring it home and put it in a vase on your table and listen. Maybe you hear wind chimes or leaves rustling or birds chirping or rain dripping on the roof. Stand still at times on your walk and tune into your sense of hearing. Notice the impermanent sounds that float through the air to you, and notice how you feel as you listen. And tune into your intuition. As you walk, is your intuition whispering to you? Maybe it's a sudden knowing, a gentle question, a surprising insight, an unexpected connection, a spark of a new creative idea. Listen to your intuition and notice what it's sharing with you, and then write it down. Touch. Our hands and fingertips are so sensitive and powerful. Play with gently touching different things on your walk. Notice textures, how they feel in your hands. Imagine connecting with the life flowing through whatever you're touching and the life that flows through you. It's one and the same. And close your eyes and feel how that changes your experience of touch. Does it amplify it? Does it change it in any way? And maybe pick something up and tuck it in your notebook to bring home with you if you feel inspired to. I love this quote. I find that looking for wabi sabi reminds me to really pay attention to what I see and feel. That's by Serena Barton, who's an artist who wrote a book about wabi sabi art making. I love this image too of lichen. I love lichen. Do you ever just stare at lichen? I do a lot. It's amazing to me. The details and the color and the shape. And that's a really good example of how you can, something that you might go up to and really sit with and get to know, mm, and just be with on your wabi sabi walk. Record, gather, and remember. Take pictures on your phone of anything you notice that inspires you or touches your heart. Write in your journal or notebook about what you noticed and feel. Maybe a poem will emerge, who knows? Tuck little natural treasures into your notebook, like leaves and feathers you find, always with reverence and gratitude to nature. And walk again and again. You can return to this practice to continue to explore and connect and feel. Walk in different places at different times of the day and see what you notice. And may this practice feed and nourish your beautiful creative spirit. And if you want to dive deeper into wabi sabi art making with me, I have an online class that's on demand where I teach you how to make wabi sabi mixed media books, where we use fabric and paper and thread and gathered nature like stones and tree bark. And we infuse the books with sacred smoke and we rub them with lavender and do different practices while weaving in the teachings of wabi sabi. And it's open to any level. You don't have to have any previous art making experience. So if you're interested, you can go to my website that's linked there in the video, and I'll link it in the bottom of the description as well. I hope you found this inspiring for your own creative practice, whatever that may be. And I'm wishing you beautiful walks and inspiring moments with the natural world around you.